Now let's talk about Super Bowl triplets. Way back when, in the early 90s, we know that Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, and Emmitt Smith established themselves as the gold standard, or I guess the silver star standard or whatever,
Got it.
for triplets of all time. Now it's time to do a Super Bowl edition of the 10-foot pole. Here's my question. Are the Dallas Cowboys of the early 90s still the gold standard, or however we want to call them, of triplets in pro football history? Thank you, producer Ryan Bartlett, for that.
Woohoo!
If you're watching us on NFL.com/DDFP, you already can see Troy Aikman, Irvin, and Emmitt all gathered here on the whiteboard. Handsome Hank, lay it on us. Are the early 90s Cowboys still the gold standard here? Will you touch that statement with a 10-foot pole?
Well, Dave, are they a triplet of the same comparison as the Grand Mac, Big Mac, and Mac Jr.? No, they're not that
No,
good.
indeed.
They're not
No,
that
indeed.
good. But are they the best NFL triplets of all time? I believe that they still are.
Agreed.
I would, however,
You touched it.
Agreed.
I would, however, like to make the case for, and he goes a little bit under the radar, but the Montana, and you can add Steve Young in as well. Jerry Rice, obviously, greatest receiver of all time, but then replacing Emmitt Smith, Roger Craig, who I think probably doesn't get as much appreciation as he should do in NFL history. They were pretty good triplets.
You just took my
at the same
answer,
time. I'm so
handsome.
sorry for you,
Because
Dave.
here's why. It's the grand
Hey, well,
sum.
do you want? Let's check. Let's switch. You
It's
give me
the-
that.
No, it's the sum. No, but because that's right. It's the 49ers
Right.
is the right answer there. Because
okay.
whereas
right
I
answer.
understand Roger Craig isn't in the Hall of Fame, and you can make a pretty strong case that he should be.
He should be.
Joe Montana is no worse than the second best quarterback of all time. Troy
Right.
Aikman's not in the top 10 in that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And Jerry Rice is inarguably the best wide
Right.
receiver of all time, and Michael Irvin is top 5 in that.
Yep.
Emmitt Smith is he's back end top 10 for me. So
I'm
Frelund, go ahead.
1,000% biased about Irv. So he's like top 2, top 1. Like I didn't get
Hey,
much
listen,
better.
when the
than that
conversation
88.
of best wide receiver of the Super Bowl era comes up, I mean, after you get past Rice and Randy Moss, who really is number
Yep.
3? T.O., maybe
Michael
Michael
Irvin.
Irvin then.
Irvin.
Yep.
People want to put Calvin Johnson in there. Those people would be wrong.
Those people would be wrong.
Is there
Because you
any
know what?
other
You know
option,
what?
though?
You know what
That's-
happens? You need to play in the postseason to be considered prolific like that.
Yeah, the one I wish were true is is Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown, Levy, and Bell. However,
Well, they need to
Antonio
do
Brown
something.
did say on Thursday that he intends to be a Pittsburgh Steeler for life. So if you missed that update, good news for you Steelers fans.